Right, local recording is rolling. Definitely don't want to lose this one. Video games. Oh boy.
Progress report. Is the data decrypted yet?
Only bits and pieces so far, I'm afraid. I believe that the reservoir lab was indeed operated by the group that raided you.
That can't be a coincidence. Could they have somehow traced us through your researcher contact?
Normally, I would say no. I go to positively heroic lengths to isolate my customers. After seeing the technology on display in that lab, however, I'm willing to entertain the possibility that the universe is more complex than I once imagined.
This is my surprised face.
Oh, indeed. I will see what else I can find.
Good. You wouldn't want to see my disappointed face.
Right. Okay, no, there's slightly longer remaining than I remember. 39 hours, that's minimum 3 missions. And that's if we do all 12 hours, which we could do. I mean, once we get into the late days, I tend to go to slightly obscene lengths to avoid having to deal with Plastic, which is a problem because they're the only server farm up right now, and I kind of want to do another server farm because I'm kind of feeling the lack of decent utilitarian programs to use in the last couple alarm levels. Excuse me, I'm being told that a viewer has evicted a cat from a lap to watch this stream, and I'm very honoured, but I also have feelings about that. Okay. My broad plan here is that I think that Prism should have the railgun, because she's going to have the bulk of the exploration, being as how she's the one who starts with the net downlink. So in the early times, she's going to have a lot of exploring. That said, I think she should have... Ooh, right, yeah, we've got one Neural Disruptor 3 and one Neural Disruptor 1. So I think Internash wants to have the long-range armor-piercing, but possibly only the ordinary disruptor, whereas Prism wants to be the more combat-ready one. She's also got the cloak rig, so she can get out of jams, possibly with the aid of violence. And then there's this med gel. See, 6 or 7 spaces sounds like a lot of inventory, but it adds up. You start running into these little jams. I think we're going to have the med gel on International. When you've got 2 agents, it doesn't really matter, because if one of them goes down, then either the other one is going to have the med gel already, or the med gel is going to be where you're going. Okay. Right. I think once we get some augments, I've gone to this trouble of adding augment spaces, but we still don't have a lot of augments, so yeah. Naturally, all the people who have facilities that I actually want to go to are Plastic, and I don't know if I've mentioned this enough times, but I hate Plastic. Meanwhile, we've got a nice, soft cybernetics lab over here, so I think we might hit that. I mean, we're still not ready for a 3rd agent yet. And as much as I'd love to, play efficiently with respect to time, there's this level Plastic server farm, but it's Plastic and it's the highest level target currently available. Oh no, there's this joint with this detention center. Yeah. Yeah, I think we have to burn 12 hours going to another cyber lab.
Corporate augmentation implanters are surprisingly good at finding empty space in a human body. I'm sure no one will mind if we borrow some time with one at this location.
Transport being ready. Sending agents into meat space.
There's kind of a tension that shows up in the mid to late game where you start thinking about maybe you just want to do missions that will burn a lot of time just so you can get to the end quicker. When you reach a certain power level, you start thinking about maybe just, oh, we're good enough, we can take the last mission. It's a fun balancing act. Right, well... Right, I forgot we had Demon Sniffer, which I believe we just bought purely on a whim, because there was nothing else to do really at the time. And it is good to know what's going to happen. Surprises are a really bad thing in this game. Like, we know this thing has Jolt on it now, which means that we know that if we crack it now, it will do absolutely nothing. See, now the net downlink is beginning to kick in. The important thing is that Prism is just by kind of a funny coincidence, has just stacked the firewall going down events on herself. So we get 1 point of power every time a firewall goes fully down, up to twice per turn, and we get 2 AP up to 3 times per turn. And this works out pretty well for me in the early stages of a map, when the alarm level is low and we can hack with Rapier for basically nothing. What is on the other side of this room? Because I feel like it could be a door, and then a guard could walk through that door, and it would kind of cause me trouble if that happened. I also kind of want to be... What we can do is we can... I think we can hide here, and we can peek. We should be able to see? No? Really? Well, I guess we're just going to have to eat the surprise then, aren't we? Let's actually crack that. And we'll use our newfound movement freedom. To lift this. Right. The nice thing about... Yes, we know.
There must be one of the FTM's powerful scanning devices in the complex. It'll detect your team's location each alarm level. Make sure to shut it down.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. What's the bust? Okay, she's got 4 firewall bust chip, and there's a 4 firewall obstruction up ahead. Yeah. See, this is exactly the kind of way in which there's another difficulty after Expert. The game's developers are fairly open about their belief that Expert, ordinary vanilla Expert, the difficulty that we're on right now, but for the Ironman, is the base difficulty of the game. They balanced everything around this. And even Expert makes a couple of what you might consider to be minor concessions, such as we can see that this space over here is watched, even though we can't perceive any enemies. I want to say this is a camera. It's probably a camera, but we can see it. We can see the field of vision. In Expert Plus, you lose this ability. You can only see the field of vision when you can actually see the enemy that's producing it. So normally in Expert you think, right, you're safe, you can walk into a room, but this thing here with a patrolling guard who just happens to be stood in a corner right now is exactly the kind of way that ordinary Expert mode can catch you out. And it's kind of infuriating when it happens. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to suffer a surprise to get in this, but... well, that's kind of annoying, but not so bad. I think I mentioned this before. Alarm safes will put an investigation point. It's not like, it doesn't alert the enemy, it just makes them get curious about a point. And if you evade it, then it's basically nothing. Okay. Right. What was I just saying about wanting some nice utilitarian programs? Lockpick 2.0 is about as utilitarian as it gets. So I could definitely see myself picking that up to go along with Rapier. Then we got Wildfire, which is yeah. You can see how this might be dangerous, like Wildfire. So yeah, I'm going to see if we can't get this on this turn without losing Demon Sniffer. I don't want to sell Demon Sniffer until we have something to replace it with, because it's like, it's kind of useful, I can't lie. Now there are a couple ways that we can accomplish this. First of all, let's just see what's going on down here. Well then.
What the?
Yeah, see? Now we can absolutely deal with this, like, this is really not a problem. It's just an extra thing that you have to remember to account for. But once you do account for it, it starts becoming actively exploitable. Like, this guy's gonna walk down here, and we're gonna get him. I'm trying to think what would be the most efficient way to pickpocket him as he comes past. I considered having Internash run in there and do it, but it seems like a waste if he's going to come in here. Yeah, I also don't like... The sightlines for this proposition are going to get a little weird. This guy's going to come in here, and we've got this row of cover that's going to be right in front of him. If Internash remains hidden right where she is now, she ought to be safe, but I want to say that the further away that we get from the 45-degree mark in cover at this angle, the more likely we are to be seen. So, important thing is we can buy lockpick. And now, I can do sane hacking activities at the high alarm level without literally running out of power, so that's lovely. There's a setting to ambush guards with melee, but there's no setting to pickpocket them as they walk past. I think that's a thing that you should be able to do. Oh well. And if this goes very wrong and we get seen, then we can easily just shoot him in the face. Right, well, that's gonna sting losing that console, but we've just managed to freshly unfuck our power economy. So, I'm broadly okay with it. Now, what are you doing with yourself? That'll work. And Prism can catch up with her somehow networked legs. I don't want to hack this stuff just yet, although okay, it's a scanning app, not a router, so the routers are a problem if you leave them alone, because like Central reminds us, they're just going to keep bumping up the firewalls. But the amps only become a problem when the alarm level increases. Oh. See, I wanted to leave more things to next turn, just so Prism can make more of a run for it next turn, but it's... you get something for dealing with cameras. Alright, anything else this turn? Seeing we're already becoming encumbered, I don't know if this is going to be useful, but whatever. And we definitely should deal with that scanning amp now.
Good job, operator. At least you won't need to worry about that one anymore.
See, FTM missions can get you quite a bit of money because of all this scanning shit that they have around. Right, and safes are still alarmed, so we want to think carefully before we open this one. I don't see much in the way of patrolling guards. But I don't know if we would have heard them. And there's two ways to go here, and nothing very obvious. I think what we can do... This is the exact situation in which our stalwart utilitarian friend, the Stim 3, shines, because we can run into Nash up here.
You located the cyber lab. Let's leave this mission with better agents than we started with.
And if it turns out to be safe, we can stay here, and if it turns out to be dangerous, we can use some running drugs and get away. But this is fine, really. Could stand to know what's in these machines, but hey, whatever. Keeping up with our ridiculous power economy. Lovely. Right then, we're gonna need to deal with this guard if we want to use that second machine. And once again, there's a vault. I don't like how unreliable these are. Right. That guy's still gonna be busy down there. He's gonna be down there for a while. There doesn't seem to be anything else here, so after we've done that, we're going this way, but we have no idea what the opposition is down here, so... I don't know how I feel about it. At least there's plenty of consoles down that way. Oh, drone. At least one drone down there.
Alarm level 1. Guards now searching additional sectors.
Right, and right on schedule, this guy's about to go somewhere. Isn't it amazing how this just works out sometimes? EMP packs are a nifty thing. Their deal is they can disable devices, and this includes drones and mainframe devices. Disabling mainframe devices is very important because it means that you can turn off cameras. It doesn't take control of them like hacking them would, but it does mean you turn them off. They can't spot you, so that's great. Also, you can open a safe while it's EMP'd. The only real issue is, after a while, I don't know exactly what security level it's related to, but eventually you'll start seeing EMP hardening on a lot of things, and that just has a little effect in which when you EMP it, rather than becoming disabled, it will just lose 2 firewalls. Which can also be useful, but... Now, I don't think we're going to be in danger here, because I think if somebody might come in through this way, but they'd have to walk at least... Yeah, it'd be weird to get in there. But I think we could deal with it. This is where I'm starting to wish we'd left some things open for hacking, just so Prism could get on with it. Oh right, we can actually investigate these machines. What have we got? Ah! Chameleon movement is the org that gives you extra AP when you use a cloak, which is great for a quick getaway. We're not going to activate this just yet. I have a mind to put it on Prism, but the point is you can activate it instantly. It doesn't knock you out, it's completely free. So if I can come up with a plan, then it will be very helpful. But first I'm going to want to know what's in that other machine. That guy's going to be back up here in 1 or 2 turns. The other nice thing about linear levels is that enemies, when they go into hunting, tend to continue in the direction they started in unless something distracts them. So if the guy starts going down here, then we've got 5 or 6 turns before we have to care about him again. And that's lovely. And we got... whoa, wow. Okay. Well, Internash has 2 slots on her, so I can give her both holocircuit overloaders and chameleon movement, and then her cloak becomes one hell of an emergency button. I don't know what the hell else I'm going to do with these org machines. We're running up to the end game. We've only got so much money. I think I'm just going to install these.
Augment installed. Mainframe devices rebooting.
Now, would you believe this actually helps me enormously?
Head office is catching on to us. Several devices have been remotely rebooted. I hope we don't run out of power.
Here's another little example of the text UI patch kind of causing things to wig out a bit.
Augment installed.
Now we're going to need to actually get that cloak onto her in order to be able to actually take advantage of this, but you know, there's time for that. Now where does Prism actually need to go at this point? That camera is going to be very annoying when it comes back on. This guy's still going all the way down there. But I presume someone else is gonna come out of there at some point, surely. I mean, unless they're all investigating down there. This guy's gonna be... don't know exactly where he is. He might be right about to walk in here, which will suck. Like, we're currently not under a great deal of stress, but this is exactly the kind of thing where making the right decision now will save so much pain in the future. A camera shouldn't be able to see Prism. If it does, we'll get a warning. So I'm inclined to just roll with this. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Rapier is still our cheapest option for breaking a single firewall. Nobody's coming out here, but, like, there's always the possibility that they might just be about to. I have no idea where Mans down here is going. Does Prism have the punchy? Yes. She's got the punchy and the shooty, so I'm inclined to think that she's marginally safer. Ah. That's where everybody went. What have we got? You are just an ordinary security mans, and you are a flash grenade mans. I don't know why this says hidden. There's clearly a camera here or something. But we're not going to see it until a bit later. Could burn a stim to run Internash down there right now. And that will bypass whatever the hell's going on with this guy. I think that's a broadly decent idea. Because now we know that there are some things in that room. Which one? Castle is the one that I think raises... Yeah, it raises some firewalls on one thing. I think I want this camera. Because now we know that it's safe for prison to open this door. Now we can see, well, okay, I was going to say now we can see a bit more of that room, but I guess not. If I really wanted to push my luck, I could just run in here and deal with. We've already pickpocketed this guard though, so what would be the point? And we'll get that manifab later. Don't think I've forgotten about all this though. Yeah, see, you're walking right out here, aren't you? Oh. Okay then. All kinds of fun things to do in here. And I have absolutely no real idea what's the best order to go about them. This guy's gonna patrol into that corner. These guys are all still on there. Wow. That's not particularly convenient. We can have Prism make a little incursion into here. We're probably going to distract, I think, 2 of these guards. Like, this guy is... I can't tell exactly what the deal is with his vision cone. I feel like it's causing this. There's a drone around here somewhere as well, and I have no idea where. If Prism just busts in here, then she can walk past this guy. That's international, so let's just be very careful with that. We would need to get her some firewalls in order to actually deal with anything in particular. I also, right, we should maybe take this opportunity to... Ugh, this is going to be awkward because just from the way the AP calculation with overburdening works is, even if only temporarily we have an item sit in someone's inventory, it will count as like the maximum they were holding this turn, so we would be losing AP for doing that. I was thinking this would be a good time to get the cloak onto Nash, but... Well... No matter. We can burn all of these things. And that will, we can run to where that safe is. We can then also hack that safe, annoying as the result will be.
What the?
Ah. And for our trouble, we get to see another camera. Ah. Found you. Huh? Now, pulse drones, yeah, they tend to have the focused AI, so they're not going to be doing much in the way of anything interesting. Man, isn't everybody just burdened with stuff today? We're gonna use that nanofab and we're gonna unload some of this stuff later. Possibly even next turn. I can't do it now because we won't have anywhere to hide afterwards, but... these guys are all going there, they're gonna do their bullshit. Man's investigating there. Do I trigger this castle demon right now? No, in the meantime we'll worry about what Internash is doing. We don't have our stim back yet, so if we want to get through here, we're going to have to mess about with the cover in this room. Which is annoyingly set up. I don't think there's any good place to hide her. Mainly because of this guy walking diagonally. He's going to be able to scan through basically everything except this spot. But then, who's walking here? There's a flag here, but nobody's going there. More importantly, if we hide here, then we're going to get seen when they look around here. You could hide behind that, but we'd get seen running there, so... the whole thing's just kind of annoying. We might have to just wait and see what they do. In any case, the route splits up ahead, so if Internash had a drug use on her, then she could just run down there. You know, it'd be great, but ugh, annoying. And of course, if we get seen in this room, it's gonna be a party. Well...
Okay, we're investigating. Absolutely nothing going on.
oh, where are you going?
Investigating area. Nothing.
Investigating area. Must be jumping.
This man is making me nervous because... okay. Well, we can use the nanofab. We can't get past these two guys though. I mean, we'd have to do some bullshit in order to do it. If I had burned that AP earlier, giving that cloak to Internash, I could hit both of these guys with the cloaking bullshit. But as is, yeah. Now, let's hack some things. How annoying is this going to be? I think what we want from that is to hack some of his other stuff first.
Warning, daemon installed.
On. Ah, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I completely forgot about those things. Now, given that we can't do this, is it most expedient to just take these guys out and continue running? Because we don't know ultimately where we're going. One way or another, unless like one of these is just a total surprise dead end, my suspicion is that one of these routes leads to the relay and the other leads to the exit. So one way or another, we're going to need to come back through this room at some point. You're on a patrol, you're going to walk right into that corner. And you... What is with you people? Why are you like this? Well, okay. Sure. Whatever, I guess. Can work with that. You're on a patrol in there and you're still doing whatever the hell that is. Well, first of all, we still haven't found the security doors either. So first of all, let's just unload some stuff. This is an interesting one. 2 AP when guards wake up. Like, that's cool, but I don't think that's worth a slot. So, yeah. And we got an armor piercing level 1 dart, so that's nice, but yeah. Honestly, I think the most important thing... Oh, of course not. Like... So I was wondering if we could sell the valuable tech here rather than having to take it out of the mission, but I guess not. I mean, I guess it makes sense if the nanofabs are owned by the company, but... We were allowed to sell the data pack. So I'm gonna sell the med gel. Don't think I haven't noticed these either. Like, this thing... Okay, it's 1500 credits. It's once per mission, but for the charge pack. But it shuts down basically every mainframe object in range. So that's a hell of a thing. But I don't think any of this stuff is really worth it. Yeah, that's annoying. And another pass card, why not? Now, it's probably best we send Internash down there because she's going to want the power. So for the rest of this, I guess we'll want Prism to be going this way. This guy's gonna look very briefly in this direction. Like, I have no idea how these guys are gonna interact. They can't walk over each other, so one of these guys is gonna go first. And the other is going to be, is going to stand behind him, and depending on which one moves first, excuse me, he's either going to be looking this way, which will be an impediment, or he's going to be looking towards the nanofab, which will be trivial. But without knowing which, I can't plan around it. Meanwhile, this guy's gonna walk here. He won't be able to see Prism if she hides here. So... that seems preferable. Right, anything else? There is always that drone. We can nick the drone for some free eyes, but that might cause trouble. And things are still stable for the time being.
Alarm level 2. High caliber warning data installed.
Okay. Now, Internash can't easily go shopping. So she might have to do that on the way out, or not at all. Ooh, and this is annoying. I don't know where everybody's going. And we only have so much AP down here. The question is, are either of those guys... Okay, that guy's still going this way. Doesn't seem to be anyone else down here, and this room is a dead end. Great. Don't want that just yet. Let's just close that door. Okay, no, let's open that door and just... yeah. What an irritating room. We need to hack things, because Prism needs to go places. I feel like we're probably actually going to be surprisingly safe in this corner, but I don't like it. See, there's nothing to hack. I think what we're going to want to do here... oh, actually that might be fine. So in the worst case, I don't know if that... yeah, that drone's going to see us, because it's going to turn diagonally. And it's going to be like, hey, so that guy would then come through here and he would go and shoot us. So there is only so many places he'd be able to do that from. But just by process of elimination, the power relay must be down here. Where is the security door? Like, is there just some random bullshit down here? And there can't not be a security door, can there? So I think what we want here is to hack the drone. We get it for 2 turns. It gives us eyes. In fact, let's... ooh, do we want to risk it by sending it down here? That will let us see what's going on, but... oh, I think let's play it moderately safer, and we'll just move it down somewhere where there's a camera, we can have eyes on it, and the guards probably won't see it. And we'll just have Prism just casually... oh, he's gonna be facing that door. It's gonna be in his peripheral vision. Now we're gonna have to take him out. We can do it. We've got 2 armor piercing. The question is, well, he shouldn't see us based on the path that he's walking. If he does, we can enact the real emergency plan and we can just shoot him. Or we can use the cloak. See, and now I've got this power and I've got nothing to spend it on, but Internash is about to run out of things to do down here, so what you gonna do? Could actually buy that EMP pack for, you know. It's a hell of a thing. But... okay.
Stop there.
I guess I should have expected something like that. Well, isn't it a good thing we didn't hand off that cloak? Now, I'm going to be somewhat cautious about this one. Because we've got that cloak, it's going to get us 4 tiles of movement. We can't shoot either of these guys from where we stand because we will get shot for doing that. When we disappeared, the guys will both come and investigate. And after that point, we're going to need to, excuse me. We're going to need to be hiding somewhere. And we're going to need to get them from wherever it is we're hiding. One thing's apparent, is that we need to cloak right now.
Damn it, they got away.
It'd be lovely if we could just walk in here and get that. Oh, okay. We can't attack both of them because we only have 1 attack per turn, but we could get out of danger here. We can then shoot this guy. This guy will then move round here, and he will look to his left and his right, and you might see the other guard, but nothing really that's a problem. Oh, and this, of course, they've managed to alert this guy. Well, okay. There's also nowhere to hide in there, so that's great. Our other option is we could run into this room, but I don't feel like that helps us much. Really, can we not shoot that guy? I mean, can we not shoot around corners? Oh, whatever. I mean, there's a different plan that's almost as good. And that's to just shoot this guy here and now.
Hey, you okay?
That man will, of course, worry about his friend. He should not see Prism from where she is, though. But he'll run up there and he'll be like, hey, what was that? Meanwhile, Internash. This guy up here is not alerted. He's still on patrol, but he's going to be running around down here. That guy is almost certainly running to that point, so he's going to be a problem. Internash does not have the armor piercing, she only has the gun. Now the gun absolutely can take that guy. Where are you going? I'm going right onto that spot. So I think if we just shoot this guy and then we'll be able to drag him. But of course, after we shoot this guy, there's not going to be anything else that we can do for 7 turns with Internash that's useful, because everybody's armoured now. I don't see a choice. So we can move down here. I've noticed our AP situation, but I've also noticed we've got our friend back. And now the next question is, do we drag him behind here or into that room? I feel like because he went down here, if we drag him towards where we're actually going, then when he wakes up and becomes agitated, his inclination is going to be to investigate away from where we are. I also wonder if we can distract that other guy. Yeah, why not? Can we distract that guy by opening this door and closing it? Because he'll be like, he'll walk over there, but he'll probably want to come in here, and that's just going to cause trouble. And before we forget, we are definitely going to reload. On top of everything else, that gives us an AP back, so my plan works. The guy will run up here and he will not see us. I probably should have sat on that guy with Internash. I don't think you can pin people with drones. So yeah, plan A, this man moves up to this spot, he looks around, he sees nothing, and then Prism just stabs him in the back. Or maybe he runs off out here somewhere, in which case that's so much the better for me. Plan B, he manages to spot Prism, in which case Prism simply shoots him. Wonder about buying that charge pack. No, it's going to depend. It's possible that when these guys go into alert, they're all going to want to piss off down here, which will be great. But there's an outside chance that we may be able to do one more thing of shopping before we have to leave this mission, and there can't be very much more down here, so I'm liking our odds. Yeah, see, he's just leaving. He's gonna notice that other guy, which is, it's gonna be a moderate... Oh, free EMP pack 3. Oh god, I love Max Anarchy. Oh, that's beautiful. Even if it does weigh us down more than I'd like. Let's see what else is going on. There can't be anyone else down here. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Doing some scanning. This will be risky if anybody comes in here, but we can move into Nash again next turn. Right on schedule. Authority Demon, quite inconsequential.
Warning, demon installed.
And
Well
they're just...
done, operator. Now get that cell back here. Incognito's living on borrowed time.
So unless I'm, like, actively hallucinating here, there just weren't any red doors anywhere on this map other than the vault door. And that's deeply weird. So the only remaining question is, can we get over there and buy another charge pack? Wow, you did not spot your friend at all.
Firewalls increased. We need sharpened tools.
Right, everybody go in useless directions. And that drone's just going back on patrol. Now, the only real uncertainty at this point is anyone else going to come back in here? Like, that guy's going out this way. This guy's going over here. We don't know what he's going to do next. The drone is going to stay on patrol because of its blessed focused AI. This man we can sit on. I feel like we don't dare close this door just yet. I wish there was something slightly more useful we could move this. I want to move him into a corner. But like, I feel that a misstep here would get us seen by one of these guys. If we get seen by these guys now, then everyone else is going to run in here and it's going to kind of be a bloodbath, so I would really like to avoid that. But nobody's got that particular vision cone just yet. So I think we are broadly good. can hack that drone again if we have to. But we're not getting any more net downlink. I think it might be worth handing some stuff to Prism and just having Internash do the sprinting from here on out, because she's going to have drugs in 2 turns, so if things line up right, we could get her in there and out in 1 turn. So the only real remaining million-dollar question is, where do we move this guy? I think here. And then let's just get out of sight. He's out for a couple more turns. Everything's going to hinge on this guy.
Looking around.
God, is anyone gonna lose sight of that door? Actually, you know what Internash can actually do? Is you can just put things on the floor. But, yeah, whole thing's trouble. Let's think about what we want to. We don't want this because that's. And we don't want this disruptor because it's useless. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna, I think, sell the EMP Pack 1 and probably hang on to the 3 because the EMP Pack 3 has a lot of potential for hilarity. As for where the rest of you are going... Really? Okay. Oh, right. The drone comes in here, doesn't it? Okay, fine. We're hacking the drone. It's not really a problem. I can keep up the drone hacking for quite a while if I have to. We've got the power. We've got the functioning power economy, even. And on top of everything else, I can close this door without arousing suspicion. Drag that guy somewhere out of the direct line of sight of this door. Meanwhile, Internash can safely move in here, but not much further. That guy... Is that guy gonna see her? Because he's gonna walk down here, and then he's gonna look to either side. And he's going to have his 45-degree vision cone, and it's going to spread out this way, so I'm thinking we probably don't want to do that just yet. Everyone else is still fine. And if everything goes completely to hell, we can just bolt for the elevator. We've got everything we need.
Investigating area. We're having a look around here.
in there. And you're going in there. So Internash can run the whole way to the machine. And then the whole way, well, most of the way back to relative safety if she has to. No one else is coming into that room yet. This guy remains on that patrol, so they're going to have a couple people looking at the door, but then they're going to look back away again. And I can distract them even with the drone corpse. And ping. We haven't even used ping yet, we haven't had to. Like, I can move Internash in here. Oh, and right, I'm going to take this opportunity. It's not strictly necessary right now, but oh, am I actually? No, not. No point anyway, that cloak isn't cooled down yet. Right, we go in here. We do the shot. We don't even need to retreat. I should have closed that fucking door. Whatever, we're still fine. Sell the med gel. I'm gonna sell the EMP pack. I'm gonna buy a charge pack. Okay.
Investigating.
Drone is now a big shiny distraction. You're all behaving exactly as intended. And here it should be safe. Like, I could use a ping now just to be thorough. We're gonna run out here. I mean, we could even have Prism just run in here and lamp this guy. There's Watch. Oh, no, she could make it. Man, if not for this guy, like, watching that door, then hitting that guy with Prism would be enough to just end this mission right here. Like, the only thing is I'm not completely certain about this sightline. If we're hiding here, we should be safe. But if we're not, okay, look, I'm gonna...
Hey, investigate.
See, oh, right, you don't... Oh, so... Hang on, what? Oh, right. That's a... Right, this is a thing that exists. This is kind of like Fire Emblem rules. We handed Prism a weapon and she automatically equipped it, rather than the weapon that she currently has equipped. So that was a minor panic. But actually everything's fine. And now we can hide in a slightly safer spot. And that guy won't see us because in the grand Invisible Ink tradition he doesn't actually rotate, he's just gonna teleport to a new facing.
Checking that out. Looking around.
This drone is down. Guess it was nothing.
All good. Yeah, we can get out this turn. Sweet. Well, apart from getting idiotically spotted down here, this was more or less optimal.
Nothing like a little self-improvement session to make our task a bit easier. Nice work.
All that, and we got paid. I mean, we got paid even though we spent a bunch of money. I'm in favor of that. Now, let's just redistribute our stuff. Not certain we need to actually carry the charge pack with Prism, but I don't know. I do notice I was carrying a med gel before. I think I might have oversold on that, but hey, whatever. We're probably fine, right? Could definitely max out our carrying capacity, just to be sure. Okay, and if we're going to do that, then sure. We got 2 spaces on everyone. It's probably fine. And now we have spare money. I mean, I could pay for hacking for Prism, but